I've mentioned that I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had several businesses in my career, and some of them have done really well, and some of them have not done really well. And the 5 reasons that I could think of why my businesses did not do very well, or at different times struggled at different phases of business, was because of these 5 things. Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to my channel and CPTV, the place where aspiring and current entrepreneurs can get the tips, the tools, the strategies, and the roadmaps to turn their passions into businesses and their businesses into freedom. If that sounds like you are in the right place. So make sure that you subscribe, that you like, and that you share, because every Tuesday and every Friday, I am dropping the golden nuggets based off of my over 20 years experience, starting and growing 6- and 7-figure businesses. And I am bringing it to you and giving you a bunch of free stuff to go along with it. So I'm CP, or Cheryl Perez if you're brand new, and I am excited about today because I have been working, as you guys know, on being a lot more personal and sharing more of myself and not just being so teachy. I am trying very, very hard, and I just want to kind of get into a little bit of a personal moment with you here. So I'm going to take a deep breath because personal moments are very, very difficult for me. I am an extremely private person. I do not like to be vulnerable. And I feel like when people know a lot about me or I share a lot of stuff, it opens me up from a vulnerability perspective. And I'm not trying to get all sappy on you because I'm not really a mushy person, but it has been a struggle for me. But I have heard you loud and clear that you want to know more about me and that you want me to share more and bring you in more. And so I am making a concerted effort to do that. And if you notice that, let me know down in the comments below, and let me know it's okay, because I would love that feedback, to be vulnerable and to share a little bit more. It's scary as shit for me, y'all. It's scary, okay? So let's dive into the episode today, because we are really going to be talking about what I see to be the top 5 business killing mistakes. And I would say that because it comes from experience. Benjamin Franklin said it best. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. No. If you plan to fail, no. If you fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Yes, that's right, y'all. I got it right. And I love that quote. I love it because it is a true fundamental core value and belief of mine. Everything needs kind of a game plan in order to eliminate the overwhelm and the all over the place and to actually be able to put things in action and get it done, right? You can just kind of follow this roadmap, which is probably why CPTV is the way that it is. But in any case, I wanted to talk to you guys today about those 5 mistakes because I have learned them from personal experience. I've mentioned that I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've had several businesses in my career, and some of them have done really well, and some of them have not done really well. And the 5 reasons that I could think of why my businesses did not do very well, or at different times struggled at different phases of business, was because of these 5 things. So let's dive right in and let's get to work. So, a mistake that I've made, number 1, inconsistent marketing. When I first started my very first business, marketing was a whole different beast than it is today. There was no internet, or maybe it was the beginning of the internet and I just didn't know. There was no social media. There was no really digital marketing going on. It was old school marketing, the old fashioned way. You get a list, you actually go to the library. Yes, I said library, y'all. You go to the library, you pull a book out, you get a list of leads, and you buckle down and pound the pavement and you cold call. You pick up the phone, you go knock on doors, and that is how you market your product or your service. And you are out there really cold calling. Since then, there's been all kinds of laws that have come out. Actually, laws against, randomly calling people at home. I think there's like the phone call list. You can get on the list and have telemarketers stop calling you. So telemarketing and face-to-face cold calling kind of began to slowly go away. And I was not really addressing the fact that that was archaic and going away. I was not jumping into digital marketing. I was not focusing on my online brand and image. I wasn't doing any of those things. And so when I did decide to do it, because I was at a point where my revenue was just kind of stagnant and I was actually losing clients, so it was actually going down at a certain point, I realized that I needed to develop a new marketing strategy and kind of get with the times with regards to marketing. So in 2016, 16, 17, around that time, I began to really learn a lot about content. And Content Marketing Institute, love them. Know Joe Paluzzi, think he's amazing, from the hometown area. So started diving into content, the importance of content, and how content marketing was going to be critical for the future success of driving inbound leads and driving those leads where I don't have to like get in my car and go knock on doors or make crazy phone calls and have this ridiculously large sales team to do these efforts that really don't work anymore. And so I began to embark upon a kind of a content marketing strategy, which is like digital, right? And that digital marketing strategy was what I knew at the time as I was still kind of learning and absorbing what to do, but it was extremely inconsistent. Like, we developed this blog, strategy, and we started putting out blogs, like 2 blogs a week, my whole team. We were all diving in. We were creating content. We were doing white pages. And eventually that entire strategy became more of a task and a chore than actually designed to grow and take us to the next level. And so it was very inconsistent. We weren't putting out downloadables or focusing on building the list. We weren't really putting out good stuff on our social media. We were just so enthralled with just writing these articles and putting them out there. And so I embarked upon it, and it was very inconsistent. And so I didn't see the return on that investment. And let me tell you, it was a huge investment. I invested in what I would call the Cadillac of content marketing softwares and technology. It was expensive. I mean, I literally felt like I was hiring an employee in technology. That's how expensive it was. And did not grow my list very large, did not drive a whole bunch of leads. And I had to take a deep breath and realize it was really because of that inconsistency. So that was kind of the biggest mistake. And I'm still working through that mistake and trying different things. But if you're not doing it consistently, posting, emailing your clients, putting yourself out there, going to networking events, whatever your marketing strategy includes, if you're not doing it consistently, you're going to kill your business. And that old school way of thinking and mistake number 1 is really what brought me to mistake number 2. And that is honestly a failure to automate. The automation piece of your business or of my business or anybody's business is so important nowadays. And those of you who've worked with me in my coaching programs or even have participated in an online course, I'm very process oriented. And so I teach you how to begin to create and document your standard operating procedures and how to keep track of all of your processes. And then when you have them written down, you can look at them, find out where the bottlenecks are that are preventing you from being efficient, and actually tweak those. Well, a lot of times those tweaks are in technology and can ultimately be automated. And I'm going to link to the SOP video that I did about the processes right now because it is an amazing 1 or 2. I think I even did 2 on it. But I want to talk about automation because I didn't jump on the bandwagon quickly enough. And it was costing me a lot of money, and my team and I were lacking efficiency. So perfect example. Now, for instance, in my sales process, and I have a pretty robust sales process when it comes to my coaching programs, which is a high ticket coaching program because you get to work one-on-one with me over the course of 6 months up to a year, depending upon the coaching program that you're in. And right now, when someone wants to schedule an initial strategy call with me, which is free, it's like 30 minutes, and I just spend some time talking to you to see if we're a good fit to work with one another, that situation is not automated currently. It requires my assistant to get involved and actually go back and forth with people and actually getting stuff in my schedule because my schedule, gets crazy and it's always been people managed. It has taken me a lot to recognize and being able to look at that process that lack of automation in that particular step is slowing up my entire sales process. And it's what I would call a bottleneck in the process. So I've identified that bottleneck and I know that I've got to automate that. Now, don't get me wrong, we have slowly over the course of the last few years begun to automate so many things about different aspects of our business, from when people enroll in things to follow-ups, to content, to everything. But there are still some missing pieces for me that I haven't automated. And it does affect my ability to grow as rapidly as I want to, and it ultimately affects my revenue. If you have failed to automate at all and you're at the beginning, it's not the end of the road because at least now you recognize it. You just got to take the necessary steps to actually get to that automation piece and to get to that technology piece, because there are a lot of staff people or money or actual things that you can eliminate with sheer technology and sheer automation. And those things are going to be important because it's going to save you money in the long run and make things go faster and more efficient for you. So automation is critical. Jump on that bandwagon, because if you continue to fail to automate certain aspects of your business, you're going to kill it. It's going to die. Mistake number 3 that I have made and that I see are business killers is poor branding and messaging. And when I say that, I mean not your colors or your logo or your business cards or how that whole thing looks. A lot of people get caught up in that being the only branding. I'm talking about everything with relationship to your image and your brand, your messaging, your target customer, and if you are delivering the messages that pertain to them and that attract them and that directly address how they're feeling, and the brand that you're ultimately putting out there, your mission, your unique value proposition, all of those things are related to messaging and branding. And if you can't answer the questions, what's your mission statement? What's your unique value proposition? What are the primary pain points and challenges that your customer is facing and dealing with? And what transformation can you offer to that customer or client through your products or services that's going to impact and change their lives? If you can't answer those questions, then you've probably got a messaging and branding issue, because you don't know what to say or how to say it. And that is directly affecting how many clients you attract, how many leads are coming in, and ultimately how many sales you're able to produce. So get a handle on your messaging and your branding and making sure that it is completely crystal clear in order for you to avoid business death by lack of knowing or doing. Now you're thinking, okay, CP, how do I figure out those things? How do I think about those things? And I'm going to give you a free tool. And you guys have heard about this free tool before, but I love it. It kind of is all encompassing. So I keep talking about it because even though I do individual videos on different aspects of it, all of the sections and the worksheets are included in this one workbook. And that is my Side Hustle to Entrepreneurial Freedom workbook. The link will be down below. Grab yours. There is an entire section in here on figuring out your brand, determining your unique value proposition, figuring out what your mission and your vision and your why should be. And you can actually think through it and jot down your answers so that you can answer those questions and begin to tailor your marketing and address and attract your customer based off of the real deal and not just some fly-by-night idea that's in your head. So make sure you grab that and subscribe and like, and let me know how you're feeling so far. Have you made any of these mistakes? Let me know in the comments below, and let's get into mistake number 4. So mistake number 4, we are going to talk about money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Yeah, you heard it. Nobody likes to talk about it. Well, unless you're making a lot of it, then you like to talk about it. But mistake number 4 is really bad money management. A lot of entrepreneurs, whether you've been in business never or whether you've been in business for 30 years, make this mistake, and it will absolutely kill your business. It's directly related to your processes. What are your processes do you have towards bookkeeping, right? How often are you looking at your numbers and reviewing what's coming up, what your expenses are, where your cash flows are, where your income is? I actually, if you are at the beginning phases of it and you don't have any idea, I actually have a video that I will link to in the cards talking specifically about how to set up your finances for your business. It's a long one because it includes a screen share on my favorite accounting softwares and how to link them up to your business account. It goes deep too. It goes deep into even getting your tax ID. But being able to manage your money, have an idea what's going on, track it properly, know what's going out, know what's coming in is critical to business success. And I have made this mistake because I hate finances. I mean, I really do. It was an area that even in college when I took a finance class, I would be in there like, what are you talking about? I'm not into this. Isn't there something else more interesting and creative we can talk about? I hated it. But I've realized, being an entrepreneur, being a CEO, that it is something that I must truly understand. So I have educated myself. I've taken classes. I've gone to workshops. I've done all kinds of stuff. You need to do that too. Bad money management will kill your business. If you don't know what's going on, you have no way to track it, you don't have any resources and tools, you can't even figure out what to hold your outsourced bookkeeper accountable for, you don't even know what's going on and if they're doing their job well because you don't have any idea, you got to get your shit together so that you can get your money management underway. Otherwise, it's going to absolutely kill your business. And mistake number 5 that I have done, and actually, I've done this a little less since the very beginning, but I think that a lot of people do it, and that is the failure to reinvest in your business. I talk at length in a video about whether or not what you are doing is a hobby or a business. And one of the biggest differences in between a hobby and a business is that when you have a hobby, your perception is that everything that comes in is your compensation. And I talk in several videos about the difference between revenue and compensation. Revenue means it's coming into the business and then the business pays you out a salary or some type of compensation for doing your job. But the rest stays in the business and is reinvested in marketing or materials or technology or whatever's going to help you invest and grow that business. So the biggest mistake that I see people make is failure to reinvest, believing that every single dime that you bring into your business is yours to spend. It is not. It is revenue. It is not compensation. And if you don't make sure that, I would recommend to starting out especially, 50 to 60% of what you bring in, you actually set aside to invest back into your business. It's the only way that it's going to grow. If you aren't doing that, then you're not really positioning your business for growth. You're actually positioning it to die.
We are going to die.
Now, don't be too upset, my love. Even if you have made every single one of these mistakes, you have a bright future as an entrepreneur, because half the battle is knowing. I have made every single one of these mistakes in my businesses and definitely have successful businesses that I'm running right now. So don't fret. Half the battle is knowing and recognizing to not keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, right? Because that's the definition of insanity. If you keep doing that, then you want to kill your business, and that's okay too, I guess. If you want to, just shut it down. Don't go through the agony of giving it a slow death. And it's okay as long as you take the necessary steps to begin to dive deep and fix these mistakes and not repeat them. You are on the road to true entrepreneurial passion into business and business into freedom. Until next time, my love, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe before you leave and head out the door, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Mwah. Bye.